The shovel struck. Not sand, not rock, but something colder, harder. Something impossibly smooth. The sun-baked plains of Ica, Peru, gave up their secret, not with a whisper, but with a dull thud echoing through the dry air. Buried deep beneath the ancient soil, a farmer unearthed not just a stone, but a fragment of a story that defied everything we thought we knew. This wasn't a natural formation. This was carved by a hand lost to unimaginable time. Thousands more followed, each one a canvas of dark, polished andesite, each one a riddle. But it wasn't the material that sent chills down spines. It was the images etched into their surfaces, impossibly intricate, unthinkably ancient, and utterly, horrifyingly impossible. These weren't carvings of llamas or Incan gods. These stones depicted creatures science insisted had vanished 65 million years ago. Tyrannosaurus rex, Triceratops, Brontosaurus, living, breathing, hunting, roaring across the prehistoric landscape, rendered with a chilling anatomical precision. But that wasn't the most shocking part. Standing alongside these colossal beasts were humans. Not crude, primitive figures, but sophisticated individuals. Hunting them, fighting them, even riding them. One stone showed a man on the back of a triceratops, a spear clutched in his hand. Another depicted a human battling a towering beast with a strange, bladed weapon. This wasn't just coexistence. This was interaction, a shared world, spanning an abyss of geological time. But the anomalies didn't stop at dinosaurs. Other stones revealed scenes even more perplexing. Humans performing complex surgical procedures, using what appeared to be scalpels and clamps, on what looked disturbingly like a human heart or brain. Stargazing with what looked remarkably like telescopes. Gliding in impossible contraptions that resembled ancient aircraft. What was this civilization? Who were these people? And how did they possess knowledge and technology that should have been millennia away? Imagine the implications. An advanced civilization coexisting with dinosaurs. Before the first primate even walked upright. Before our species was a glimmer in the evolutionary eye. This wasn't just a discovery. It was an earthquake beneath the foundations of human history. It screamed of a lost world, a forbidden knowledge, a truth too grand, too terrifying to fit into our meticulously constructed timelines. The scientific establishment recoiled, dismissed, ridiculed. These stones, they argued, were an affront, a blasphemy against settled science. The very idea of their authenticity was preposterous, but the sheer volume persisted. Over 11,000 stones, each one a stubborn whisper from a forgotten past, each one demanding an explanation. How could a simple Peruvian farmer carve such intricate detail into such hard rock? Andesite is no soft clay. How could he know the exact musculature of a beast extinct for eons? Details that were still being debated by paleontologists in the 1960s when these stones first appeared. The natural patina, the weathering, seemed to argue for their age. They felt real, too real to be dismissed out of hand by casual conjecture. The mystery deepened. Dr. Javier Cabrera Darquilla, a physician and collector, became the stone's most vocal proponent. He dedicated his life to collecting and studying them, seeing them not as curiosities, but as evidence of a lost advanced civilization. He believed they were the library of an ancient, intelligent race, a historical record preserved against all odds. His unwavering conviction, backed by the sheer quantity and consistency of the stone's themes, lent an eerie credibility to the impossible. Then came the crack in the impossible facade. A chilling admission. Basilio Usquia, the very farmer who had brought many of these wonders to light, confessed. He admitted he had carved them, himself and others, using dental drills, adapting simple tools. For profit. for the burgeoning tourism market hungry for ancient wonders. He claimed he found a natural cave filled with ancient carvings that gave him the inspiration, a convenient detail that he could never substantiate. The admission came under duress, under threat of imprisonment for selling archaeological treasures. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief. The impossible had a mundane explanation. A hoax. A clever, elaborate deception. Science was safe. History remained undisturbed. The Ica stones were relegated to the dusty shelves of curiosities, a footnote in the annals of archaeological fraud. The official story was now clear. A few opportunistic farmers, a clever scheme, and a world too eager to believe in ancient secrets. But the story doesn't end there. Not for us. Not for those who peer into the shadows of history. The confession explained how they were made, but did it truly explain why? Why dinosaurs? Why advanced surgery? How did Usquia, a Peruvian farmer with limited education, manage to produce such consistent, anatomically detailed depictions of animals whose existence and form were still debated by leading scientists? Where did the idea come from? Did he simply copy images from popular science magazines of the era, adding humans for dramatic effect? And what about the sheer volume? Over 11,000 stones. An astonishing feat of artistic production for a single individual or a small group using crude tools. The detail, the scale, the consistency of the narrative across thousands of individual pieces. Was it truly just about profit? Or was there something else lurking beneath the surface of this elaborate deception? Some still argue that while Usquia confessed to carving some stones, he was coerced, and that a core collection of genuine ancient artifacts might exist, inspiring the subsequent fakes. They point to the meticulous detail, the knowledge of species only recently discovered or still under scientific discussion, suggesting a knowledge base far beyond a rural farmer's grasp. This theory posits that the hoax was a convenient smokescreen, allowing the true, disruptive artifacts to be dismissed alongside the fakes. The Ica stones, a monumental archaeological fraud, a testament to human ingenuity in deception. Or are they something more? A crude echo of a deeper, buried truth? What if the greatest hoaxes are not the ones that deceive us, but the ones that distract us from the truths we are not yet ready to comprehend? The Ica stones may be fake, a modern creation designed to mislead. But the unsettling question they pose, that question lingers. And it asks, how much of our history remains hidden, simply because we refuse to believe it could exist? What else have we dismissed, simply because it doesn't fit our narrative? And what if, somewhere, an impossible stone still waits, genuinely untouched by modern hands, holding a secret far more profound than any lie?